Hello everyone, today I'll be taking you through a quick example mini GCSE business lesson. This is just a snippet of the content we would go over in a full lesson, but it gives you an idea of our process. So first, we're going to go over what we aim to learn from this lesson, and these are good to refer back to when revising. So today we'll be working on the topic of break-even. We will be talking about the basic definition of break-even, the formulas we need to use, and then we will do a quick example question together. So, break-even. What does this mean? Well, break-even is really what it says on the tin. When do we break our revenue and costs even? Break-even is the point at which revenue and costs are the same. This means the business has sold enough units to cover their costs, but not yet enough to make any additional profit. This is known as the break-even point. So that's our first formula. Total revenue equals total costs. Let's break down that formula in the next slide. Revenue and costs. So you may have already been over revenue and costs in lessons, but we will quickly go over them again now. The definition of revenue is the money earned by a business from selling their goods and services. And we calculate total revenue by multiplying together the selling price of our product by the number of products that we sell. That's the second formula we're going to need. Costs are sort of the opposite of revenue. Costs are the expenses involved with the making and selling of a business's goods and services, e.g. the wood I need to pay for to make my paper, for example. These costs can be broken down into fixed costs and variable costs. Let's take a look at the difference. So variable costs are costs that change with the number of units that are produced. Pause the video and see if you can write down any example of a variable cost. So now that we're back, some examples of variable costs include a cost of materials we use to make each product and something like wages, where we pay employees per product that we make. So, coming on to our third formula now, total costs is calculated when we add fixed costs to our variable costs. So with our three formulas, let's see if we can do a practice break-even question. Feel free to pause the video and go through this yourself, and then press play to hear us go through the answer together. So the question is, Jake sells books for £6 each, and this month his fixed costs were £16 and his variable costs were £200. Expensive books. How many books must Jake sell to break even? So let's solve this. So we know the break-even formula is total revenue must equal total costs. And now we know the formula for total revenue and total costs. So let's plug in the numbers that we know. First, let's get our total cost figure. So fixed costs were £16 and variable costs were £200. So together, total costs equal £216. Now let's move on to our total revenue side. So we know total revenue equals the selling price multiplied by the number of units sold. So we know that the selling price is £6. So we can put that into our equation. But we don't know the number of units he sold. So let's bring our total costs and total revenue equations together because we know that they must equal each other at the break-even point. So number of units times £6 must equal £216. Then we can see this as 6x equals 216. We might do this in maths. So we divide both sides by 6. So 216 divided by 6 equals 36. So now we know that Jake must sell at least 36 books in order to break even. Here's another slide just to break down how we got to that point. So feel free to pause and take a look if you're still unsure. So thank you very much for listening to this mini GCSE business lesson where we went over the break-even point. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you were interested in further business tuition, please visit writetutor.com. Thanks and goodbye.